Was able to make it through and had some very, very good doctors here in Charlotte, actually, at Sanger Heart Institute and at CMC. And you know, the recovery process was unlike anything I've experienced. You know, it was painful, it was extreme, but I was blessed and had really good care. You know, yeah. So they took my heart out and they replaced it with a lion heart. Is what? So
it's way stronger.
It's way better. It's interesting. You know, there was a lot of uncertainty. You know, I mean, going into the surgery. I mean, from a life health perspective, and there was a tremendous amount, you know, about whether I'd ever go racing again. Unfortunately, I've had to hear that you'll never go racing again too many times, and I've been blessed that I was able to get past that and be able to go back in a race car.
Going into this year, we're going to be a lot more prepared. You know, we got that energy and that confidence from that victory, but you know, as my boss says over there, you know, we want to go out there and be a contender every race and be more consistent and have a shot to win a lot of races, not just the road courses. And I think with how hard Brian has worked in the off season and the whole team, you know, I think we can go there and really hit the ground running at Daytona and just be a lot more prepared and have a shot to win a lot of races.
To be able to have some continuity, I think, you know, with the guys coming back and staying with everything the way that it was at the end of the year last year. You know, we had some strong finishes towards the end of the season, and you're just very excited about what we've got going.
I know there's going to be some growing pains that, you know, you have to introduce me and we don't even have a car number yet, let alone a crew chief. But one thing that I can already see with this organization is, yes, we need to get going, we need to get moving, and you know, everything's in the works. You know, everything at the shop is moving along, but you know, still need to fill some spots with people. But we're not going to do it just to be filling spots. You know, everybody from Harry to Kevin Ray and Steve Addington, they're very calculated, and that's why they have success.
I think in my second year in the Cup Series, there were certain things that I wanted to work on and we wanted to work on as a group, and I feel that there was drastic improvement there. While the overall championship position didn't really show for that, there was a lot of improvements in areas that we wanted to, and so I consider that a success.
This opportunity came upon very late, but it was just it was one that I couldn't pass up and definitely wanted to jump on. And you know, I think I've been around the sport about when you know, Harry was getting into it, and to see what every organization he's come into, what rather was K&N, Xfinity, Truck Series, it doesn't take very long at all for them to have success, and I think we saw that last year.
We're really excited to have Michael on board and looking forward to working with him and getting to know him and putting some equipment under him that where he can really kind of showcase his talent.
We have a philosophy. We hire very, very competent people, and we let them do their job. And I really think that's kind of the secret to the DNA of Stewart-Haas Racing. We demand perfection, we demand results, but we let people achieve it in their own way, and you see what the results are.
I think in my second year in the Cup Series, there were certain things that I wanted to work on and we wanted to work on as a group, and I feel that there was drastic improvement there. While the overall championship position didn't really show for that, there was a lot of improvements in areas that we wanted to, and so I consider that a success. Really to continue with the things that you know, was happening last year and the improvements made in the areas that I was looking to improve them, and also to develop new relationships. Obviously, with a new crew chief and a new group, we need to get to know each other sooner than later. So, you know, I'll be putting a lot of hard work into getting our communication going as quickly as possible.
Obviously, there's a sense of responsibility for the sport, you know, as the champion,
to make sure that you do a good job of representing the sport and doing the things that you need to help grow it and be a part of it. And I think that the second is obviously the motivation and being able to experience what you've asked to experience, and then being able to experience verifying the fact that it is way more fun to win the championship than it is to lose it is very motivating in itself. Well, I think as a team we focused on trying to win races. I don't think we ever really tried to revert to the consistency part of it. We were racing for wins right up through Homestead, obviously winning the race, and the last 3 weeks I think we're 2 wins and then second at Texas. So it was the mentality was just the fact that that's what got us there, and that's what we needed to continue to do, and that's really the only way to control your own destiny. So if you have cars that are capable of doing that, and teams and everything around you that have gotten to that point by winning, there's really no reason to try to change your strategy.
Well, it's just great to have made the change last year and to get our feet wet and to bridge that communication gap. It's always fun to go to the track with new members and new people in different positions, but you got to work through what are our strong suits, what are our areas that we need to work on, and we were able to do that in those final 3 races. So a lot of excitement building into 2015.
Physically, even after the surgery December 1st, this is the best I've felt since the accident happened 2 years ago. So really excited to get back in the car and get going again. As you guys saw when I walked up, I'm walking fairly straight, not much of a limp, so feeling really good.
I mean, you love what you're doing, right? But it is a very stressful way to make a living. There's really, what I became to believe is that the season was perpetual. It never stopped. I think everybody looks at it as there's a 2014 and a 2015 schedule. And there are for points, but from a lifestyle standpoint and a commitment standpoint, it's from January to January. It doesn't stop. And so when you do that for 20 years, it's hard to bring that same level of intensity that you did on year 20 as you did on year 1. So I think that's why you see drivers retire. And to be quite honest, I mean, this generation of drivers has been really fortunate to be able financially to retire earlier. I mean, when in the 60s, that didn't happen. So the fact that we're starting younger, the fact that, financially it's better in the sport than it's ever been, the fact that, it is very intense. It's hard on your family. It is a commitment not only from the drivers and the crew chiefs and everybody involved, but it's a commitment from their families too.
There's a lot of things you have to sacrifice. And basically, you have to get to a point where you have to look in the mirror and decide, am I as good as I can be? Does my team deserve better? Am I bringing all the effort I could bring? And I felt like I did that last year, but at some point, I felt like I would be the holdup to my race team. Dale Jr. was committed. The guys on the team were committed. They make the same sacrifices. And if you can't bring the same intensity as you brought last year or the year before, then you really have to look in the mirror and make another decision. And I mean, to be quite frank, who knew what possibilities were out there for me? But, the NBC team is great. I'm glad to be on it. And they've really given me an opportunity to still cover a sport that I love.
It's exciting. This group is excited to come back. It's a new look. It's a different feel. And I think they're going to bring some stuff this year that hopefully will excite you guys, but I know is going to excite the fans.